All right, folks, it is April 3rd, 2025, and we are talking about another bounce off of $2 for XRP once again. Yes, we are back here, and we briefly actually went below $2 for just a few minutes, and this is what we prepared our community for, was a pullback and correction into Liberation Day. This is right where we were expecting it to happen on our timeline. We have already gotten many reports and comments back from the community members that scooped up this dip. Folks picking up 100 XRP. And I just love to see this energy from the XRP family right now. And the reason why we're remaining so solid here in the support on XRP's chart is reflecting how strong the XRP community is and how strong the demand for exposure to this asset is, with news like Coinbase launching their derivatives futures for XRP going to be on April 21st of this month. And I can't wait to get into the futures trading once again. I've been out of it for a few years, but I'm waiting for Coinbase to go live with it, and I'm excited to get back in because I got this down on my notes right here for tonight's live show. Buy the rumor, sell the news. That's normally the stick when it comes up to these massive events, but for this one, it was not necessarily a sell the rumor, but it was a hedge the rumor and buy the dip. And what I'm talking about is now today was not the day to panic or to be concerned. And when I mean hedge, what I mean by hedge is hedge with cash, hedge with defense. We got precious metals, we got cash. And this is why I have reports coming in from the community, folks buying 100 XRP, 1,000 XRP. I just posted a little TikTok video about a guy who picked up 20,000 XRP, over 20,000 XRP. And, you know, this is what we did for years, accumulating XRP at much lower prices. Now it's back above $2. I'm letting you guys get a piece of this action. I'm not really in an accumulation phase of XRP right now, other than some of my XRP meme trades. The XRP meme trades do help us acquire some more XRP. So in that sense, I am acquiring more XRP. But other than that, I'm really not, aping into XRP like I once did, because I was right there with you guys, whether it was buying 100 XRP at a time, just throwing a 50 spot at it, instead of going to the casino, making a fundamental investment. And that's why our community is going to it's incredible what's about to happen for our community. Not only is XRP basically outperforming, I should say, the rest of the cryptocurrency space, but on a day that was the worst year for the stock market, worst day for the stock market in the past 4 years. Sorry for tripping up on that one. The worst day in the past 4 years for the stock market. What happened to crypto? All of crypto came down as well, but XRP bouncing off of $2 support once again. There's a massive buy wall, just like the XRP army standing up against the SEC. When you look at this order book, there's people lined up, our community members lined up. Hey, I'm going to buy 200 XRP. I'm going to buy 20,000 XRP. Some folks, I've talked to some folks recently acquiring a lot more XRP than that. And this is why our community is positioned so well for this second Trump administration. And it's why I got this shirt on here tonight. I know my new angle here has a setup a little bit closer, and so you can't see my shirt. So I'm going to lift it up real quick. This is why you're not going to see me for 1 second get bearish on a fundamental level on XRP. Now, when it comes to technical analysis and trying to time the market, we do our best. You're never going to hit it 100%. But the idea is to be able to accumulate on the pullbacks. And this is why I said, the old saying is buy the rumor, sell the news. And the rumor was Trump was going to do tariffs. And that was Liberation Day yesterday. He did the tariffs. So normally it's buy the rumor, sell the news. This case, it's not sell the rumor and buy back the news unless you're maybe doing a short-term trade. But this is why I say hedge. It's a hedge the rumor and then buy the news, which led to a crash yesterday into today, moments in time where we get XRP briefly below $2 once again before we pick up, we bounce off of support. And I think that there's just been way too much of a bearish sentiment. And like I said, from a fundamental perspective, you're not going to see me get bearish for 1 second. From a technical standpoint, we'll call out the pullbacks when we see them coming. And that's why our community was prepared. But is XRP on its way to $1.50? I don't think so. And the crazy thing is, I broke this down in this morning's update from an Elliott wave perspective, not to get into the TA too deep with you tonight. We go back to $1.70. XRP is actually still in an incredibly bullish structure, which is why I titled the episode this morning, XRP still extremely bullish. No. Now, from a fundamental perspective, that will not change from a day to day. That's the difference between fundamental investing and gambling. But we do prepare ourselves for these market pullbacks. This is why when I was trading futures, all I did was short Bitcoin, mostly. Every time I went to, play around with XRP, play around with other coins, I didn't really hit it out of the park like I did when I shorted Bitcoin, because we would see these market pullbacks coming. And so now we find ourselves here as we enter regulations on the way, ETFs on the way. What do you need for ETFs? You need a futures market. What are we getting on April 21st from Coinbase Derivatives? Institutional grade futures trading. And so I'm looking to get exposure here. They've already launched options, and I have access to that on Coinbase. Coinbase, one of a few platforms that I like to use. You guys know I have Coinbase, Uphold, and Caleb and Brown. But for Coinbase, I do conduct some trading over there. And I find that if I pay that $30 per month for whatever their deal is, advanced premium, essentially you get your fees are nothing, and there's no withdrawal limit, and there's no withdrawal fee. So for trading, as a hustle, it's a pretty good platform in that regard. But with Coinbase just being one of my options for trading cryptocurrency, I'm excited to see them finally getting futures, because I've been getting sick of this. I'm about to download a VPN. I was just thinking this the other day. I'm like, man, I'm getting sick of this. I need to download a VPN so I can start shorting Bitcoin again, because that was my program that I stuck to. And we were able to nail that pretty perfectly, because we just watched market psychology get over in front of their skis, get ahead of themselves, and then we'd see these pullbacks coming time and time again. This one we could see coming. We knew that the Liberation Day and the stock market was looking for an excuse to correct. That's why we came back down here today, basically over the past few weeks. Remember, today, if you're selling now, you're late. And I think that people that are shorting at this level are going to get wrecked too. And when you zoom out from a fundamental perspective, XRP is still on the trajectory to a $10, $20, and a much higher price for XRP. So with that being said, I do want to go through some news items. I also want to spend a lot of time on Q&A, because on these days where we have pullbacks, I like to reassure our community of where we stand. And so I appreciate you for stopping by. I really do. And I'm checking the chat right now. Thank you for stopping by. If you guys have not already, please make sure you are tapping that screen if you're on TikTok, liking this video on YouTube, X, and then sharing it out far and wide, because we need to let everybody know tonight that we are live, that we are still bullish, and there's a good reason why we're still bullish. And the thing is we understand Trump. I went and I started to research Scott Bessent. I went and started to look into Howard Lutnick. And what I'm finding is making me even more bullish on our portfolio, on our investments, on our businesses, and those of us in America that are cooking. For those of you guys outside of America too, we're wanting to bring you along, and we want a fair deal. And we're already seeing some countries come to the table. It actually looks like Argentina is going to be the first nation to come to the table here, right here. We're getting reports here. Argentina in final negotiations with the U.S. to become the first zero tariff country. Now, I do want to give a shout out to the Aussies, because I did see the Aussies did get hit with that baseline 10% tariff, but apparently we're not tariffing them. But there are some other, things that we need to clear up as far as the trade negotiations go. But this is the approach that I think that we've always had. But Trump had to let everybody know that he was crazy enough to implement these tariffs and to smack it. And like he said, this was playing nice. Now, obviously, we have short-term pain. This is well understood. When we listen to Scott Bessent, when I listen to Trump, Trump says today in the press conference, he says he's very happy to see interest rate cuts. Did Fed Chair Jerome Powell cut rates? No. But Scott Bessent, along with Donald Trump, have brought that bond yield down on that 10-year, because the market's panicking and freaking out, and the market was looking for an excuse. And who better to blame than the orange man, the big bad orange man, Donald Trump, for where we're at and why we're coming back down. And we've focused on how Trump was going to continue this transfer of wealth. We knew it was going to be a shakeup and very, very volatile. This is why we say lock in, strap in, and hopefully you're mature enough that I don't need to get you the sippy cup, but I've been making that joke lately too, because some folks do need the sippy cup. Focus on fundamentals and don't be over leveraged, and you're going to be just fine in this market. Because we're going to be investing in utility cryptocurrencies that are based in America and other utility cryptos, that are spread around the world, decentralized completely, and cooking up real utility. Today, I just interviewed the CEO of Constellation Network, Ben Jorgensen. DAG is the token. Working with the Department of Defense, based in America. These are the type of projects that I'm getting very, very bullish on because we're already located here. We're already working with the government. Has Ripple already been working with the United States government and many other governments and central banks and other institutional entities? 1,000%. Literally thousands of partners and contracts and deals already done. So let's bring it back in here. Argentina first one to come in. I want to play this clip here from President Trump here. This is President Trump announces his tariffs have brought pretty much every country to the negotiating table already. Quote, every country's called us. That's the beauty of what we do. We put ourselves in the driver's seat. And so this is what happens when you read Art of the Deal, Think Big and Grow Rich, not Think and Grow Rich, but Think Big and Kick Ass is another book by Donald Trump. I might have read another book or two of his. Actually, I know he's done Midas Touch with Robert Kiyosaki. And Robert Kiyosaki was a big part of my awakening in the business and investing realm back, over 10 years ago. And so when you understand Trump, and even more so when you understand Scott Bessent, wow, I didn't understand how much of a financial assassin Scott Bessent truly was. We start to look into his record. He goes back to being mentored by Jim Rogers, legendary investor Jim Rogers. And then he goes to work for George Soros, where he actually led up the team that broke the back of the Bank of England and the pound sterling, I should say. And so that's Scott Bessent, our current Treasury Secretary, basically brought the Bank of England to its knees. That's who's in charge of this show right now. These are businessmen and women upholding our republic, restoring our dollar, and moving swiftly. So as investors, as business owners, or as folks that are working, whether that be a job, whether that be our own business, we're building in America, whether that be in Web3 or in the old world. I'm bullish on real value, real products and services that we need being produced in America. That's what this all is about. Once again, Wall Street being humbled while the working class finally has a fair shot, or at least the trajectory. Now, this is Scott Bessent responding to the tariffs here. Take a listen in on this one.
And if countries retaliate, which some have said that they would, some have said they wanted to wait and see, what is the White House's response going to be to those countries?
Well, Caitlin, one of the messages that I'd like to get out tonight is everybody sit back, take a deep breath, don't immediately retaliate. Let's see where this goes, because if you retaliate, that's how we get escalation. And
then it becomes a full-fledged trade war, in your view?
Not a trade war, depends on the country, but remember that the history of trade is we are the deficit country. The deficit country has an advantage. They are the surplus countries. The surplus countries traditionally always lose any kind of a trade escalation. So I did, as a student of economic history or a professor of economic history, I'd advise against it.
So you're essentially saying that they should not retaliate?
I would say that doing anything rash would be unwise.
And really what it comes down to is most aren't even in a position to retaliate in any serious way. Now, this is President Trump. See, this is the deal. We bring down taxes. We bring down regulation. I saw somebody in the comments, is this a political show? This is called winning. This is called how's your program working out? Because from a financial standpoint, how is your portfolio doing? How is your business doing? I was sounding the alarm back in 2022, and I am dead serious about Americans that have been losing their jobs. The fact that we were already in a recession. I was sounding the alarm 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Now here we are, and now everybody wants to get scared and everybody wants to panic. Look who's in the driver's seat. Understand the agenda. Position yourself accordingly. We've done so. The portfolio has increased by a few multiples to be conservative and to stay humble. But that's what this show is about. Is this show political? This show's about a program that is absolutely dialed in and over the target, and I would really just love to have you stick around and learn about what we're up to. Now, this is Trump showing off the $5 million gold card. As I was saying, we cut taxes, we cut regulations. This is the next phase of the plan. But currently, we're in Elon Musk and Doge, cut $1 trillion. Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce, raise $1 trillion. Scott Bessent, bring that bond yield down. We need rate cuts. And Trump and Bessent just got them with the 10-year going all the way down to nearly 4% today.
I haven't seen you in a while. $5 million. For $5 million, this could be yours. That was the first of the cards. And then, you know what that card is?
Gold card.
It's the gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Who's the first buyer?
Me.
And we already got big commitments on the way. Trump now up that number. It was 3 to 4 trillion of investment capital that was coming into America. Now it's 6 to 7 trillion is his most recent statements today. That's why we remain locked in. That's why we remain bullish. And that's why we're focused on who's going to produce real value over the next 4 years when this economy is about to turn around and be real, not just for Wall Street, but for Main Street. And that's been the big disconnect. The only part of our program that we got wrong is how far the Meg 7 was going to stretch out, NVIDIA, all the rest. But the question is, at what point do you take some profit and what point does it come back down to a fundamental level? See, stock market takes a little bit of a hit today. And to me, this is a healthy correction towards fundamental value. Just like President Trump says right here, it's what is expected. The patient was very sick. The economy had a lot of problems. It was a sick patient. It went through an operation. The operation is over, and now we let it settle in. As I said, the right thing to do was to hedge in this event, be liquid with cash on the sidelines, and scoop up the dip, right? Accumulate more of these assets when they go on sale, which is what we expected, which is what we got. And we zoom out to the broader market. Of course, we're due for a correction in the stock market. And that's what we got here today. Worst day in 4 years for our stock market. Meanwhile, XRP actually finished the day green. Check this out. Check this out on our XRP price chart. Worst day for the stock market in 4 years. Meanwhile, XRP started the day off at about 202, finished the day off at about 205. At one point, it did bounce up to about 208 here this afternoon. And right now, it's at 205.9, just below 206. Now, are we celebrating this fact? In the sense of holding the line, the XRP army standing strong and growing, more and more people want exposure to XRP. I think that we should celebrate that. Is it time to go crazy? And are we, picking out our yachts right now? No. We're being mature about this, but we also should celebrate the fact that we are holding so strong. While I'm looking at a bunch of other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and others that have been beat up by 60, 70% and are not showing the signs of life and support and momentum that XRP is. Remember, Ethereum already has ETFs live. It should be at a new all-time high. Based off of what happened with Bitcoin, Bitcoin went to a new all-time high before the halving. That's how we knew that this bull run was going to be different, by the way. That was the signal. And I pointed it out back then in March of last year when Bitcoin went up to 74,000 before the halving. That had never been done before. That was the signal that this bull run was going to be different. Where's Ethereum at, though? Ethereum gets an ETF. It didn't blast off to a new all-time high. XRP already at an all-time high dang near, in January by going up to $3.40. It actually was the all-time high level on Bitstamp. On some exchanges, XRP, the all-time high is up to 380. But really, XRP, it did something that it's never done before, and that's what I have on my chart, right? I still have it marked on my chart that it closed 16 days above $3. That's an all-time high level of support and sustained support that we've never seen on XRP. So, I mean, essentially, XRP dang near went to an all-time high before the ETFs go live. This is why I've been concerned for folks that have been holding that bag of Ethereum, because it's been lagging so poorly with institutional exposure through ETFs. When on the flip side, XRP's blasted off nearly to an all-time high, Yes, of course, we've came back down and we had a 50% correction to $1.70, but it got ate up and it continues to get ate up as every time it goes back down to $2. The dip below $2, very temporary, did not last long. In fact, I should go back and look and tally it up. Maybe I'll do that for a video tomorrow just to remind everybody how strong we are. I'll tally up how many minutes, because I guarantee you, I don't even think it was a couple hours where XRP was below $2. Right? This asset traded below $2 for maybe minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and that's what we've seen in the past. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, below $2 before it gets bought back up and bounces. And so that's, the strength that we're seeing on the charts. I wanted to show you here a couple other things. Like I mentioned, while 2.85, I'd understated how much actually got wiped out. It was actually 2.85 trillion that was wiped out of the stock market today. This is the statement here from President Trump. The markets are going to boom. It's going very well. We have 6 or 7 trillion coming into our country. We've never seen anything like that. So it was only 3 or 4 trillion. Now he's saying it's 6 to 7 trillion. So every week this grows by a trillion or so. I have, this term, the greatest transfer of wealth in world history, has almost become too popular and too cliche that I almost don't like using it anymore because so many people are using it. And so many people, are not fully understanding it either. But this right here is why I've been saying this for a while. The greatest transfer of wealth in world history. This is real numbers. This is not just me making this up and trying to hype this thing up. People think I just want to pump up Trump. From a number, from a data point, from a factual perspective here, we've never seen anything like it. 6 to 7 trillion of investment capital. That's a transfer of wealth like we've never seen before. And that's just one part of this. Yeah, and I've talked about the transfer of wealth of people who aren't positioned, who are actually going to be losing some of the wealth that they do have because they didn't position themselves correctly. You want to talk about losing some wealth, talk about all those fraudsters that were taking advantage of our government. And Elon Musk has a mandate to cut $1 trillion. That's his goal, is to cut $1 trillion of fraud, waste, abuse, and corruption. That's a transfer of wealth from the fraudsters back into the hands of real vendors and contractors that can actually serve our government from the private sector, which is what we're going to have flourishing here in this country. And just like President Trump said, everybody's coming to the table already. This is going to blow over. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Relatively speaking. I mean, sure, a few things, a few inconveniences. Life's going to go on and be just fine. Is your stock portfolio going to take a hit? Well, if you're still all in Meg 7, yeah. If you're in the traditional 60-40 portfolio, you might struggle. But if you're, hedged with strong defensive reserve currencies like gold, silver, which is blasted off to $3,200 per ounce for gold, $35 per ounce for silver, while we were accumulating that asset under $30. Some of you guys, you guys got silver at, single digits. I was late to silver, so all my silver was bought over $20 per ounce, but I was able to acquire it all of it below 30. But once again, am I here for silver to $100? I am, and I do think that that's coming, but it's mostly for defensive measures, blackout barter. On the offensive side of our portfolio, we are absolutely blasting off, still up over 300% since the election. And the thing is this asset, because it's such a critical part of the new financial system, it's been so suppressed and manipulated. And we just took advantage of that opportunity to acquire way more of it than we ever thought we would. And I'm speaking for myself and for many in this community that now sit on massive bags of XRP that were all acquired under $0.50, under $1. Now, I got a couple more things that I want to get into, and then I want to get into Q&A. I appreciate everybody for stopping by here tonight, and I would just ask that you guys like this video. Am I a retail investor? Yes. Yes, I am. Okay, yeah, real quick. I'm not going to play the clip, but this is Nancy Pelosi in 1996 speaking on tariffs and the trade deficit with China. Yep. I'm not going to play the clip, but she was quite the advocate for, doing a new deal with China there. And it's so funny because you bring up the clips from Nancy Pelosi, you bring up the clips, and really it's not even clips. It's what Bill Clinton did. You bring up some of these clips from Obama, cut and waste and fraud. Obama had a whole plan for this too. And that's the main point, is that a lot of people have talked about it. Who's actually executing and delivering results? It's just like Elon Musk says. Elon Musk's response to his critics is, just show me one line that you don't agree with. Just show me one line item that you don't agree with. And they can't show him one line item. No. And I like what Charles Payne says right here from Fox Business. Somebody responds, you got it. I keep asking the tariff fearmongers, quote, if tariffs are so bad, why does every other country use them against the USA? I have yet to get an answer. Charles retweets it. He says, let me know when you do. I have been waiting as well. Why does everybody else hitting us with tariffs, but we're the devil if we want to do reciprocal tariffs that are half of what we're being charged? You know what I'm saying? Why are we evil for wanting a fair deal? And the other part of it too, I don't know about you guys, but I'll speak for myself. I love spending money here in America. Now, I love the world too. I talk about going to Canada. I go visit our brothers and sisters up north. And I appreciate the fact that our dollars, is a nice trade for me. Back when I was 19 and I would go up to Canada to go have an adult bevy, because you can be 19 up in Canada. Not only was I a broke 19-year-old, but the few bucks that I had didn't go very far because our dollar was back on par. Now we're, pretty far off right now, which I like to go up there and do a deal. And, down the road, I plan on traveling around and seeing you guys around the world. But I love spending money back home here in the homeland, in the community that I was raised up in. Paying for the services of somebody, a friend that I know that started their business. I love keeping my, money within my community, within good people that are running good businesses, providing good services. And that's what's going to happen. And I'm happy to pay a little bit more if that's what it means. I do it all the time. We go to the farmer's market. We don't really do garage sales that much, but, garage, I do like to support the farmers markets. We go to the fair, we go to the farmers markets, we go buy local whenever possible. Local beef. I go to my local precious metals dealer. I bank with my local credit union. And I do have a couple bank options too. I talk about, always having the options with the exchanges. I got some options with the banks too. We go local, we go big. Hopefully they both, one of them survives, right? This is what America should be proud to do. And I think happy if we are paying just a little bit more. And it's going to be it's not only going to break even, it's going to be a boom like we've never seen before, because it's not going to be a one-to-one as far as, the cost of tariffs and the inflation that's going to come from it, something bumps by a little bit. If you actually get it passed for no tax on tips, no tax on income less than $150,000, that's the working class. That's a trade that everybody's willing to do. I don't know one person that's not willing to do that trade. If you tell an average American citizen, no more income tax, but we're going to have to, have a 5, 10, 20% price bump on some goods or services temporarily, it's a sacrifice that every working class American's willing to make. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself. You guys let me know in the comments down below. But that's where I stand. And I think that many Americans, that's why Trump was elected. It's a surprise to some folks in the cities and the coast and the ivory towers why Trump won in such a landslide. And now they're trying to understand his agenda, which has been very clear from the beginning, America first. And as my platform has been preaching, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness on a level playing field for everybody. Bring a great deal to the table. Let's get it done. And that speaks for all the countries that we want to do trade deals with. And what I love to see, and we already noted it, the reciprocal tariffs didn't go live with Canada and Mexico. We want to negotiate with our partners here. And you're already seeing commitments. I saw that Ford is going to give dealership pricing or employee pricing for everybody for the next 2 months. And there already, see, this is the thing, is there already was a backup. I've seen on YouTube, there's a few guys that focus content on dealerships, like the auto market. Kind of like I watch crypto and other financial markets. They watch the vehicle market. And just to mix it up, I've watched a couple of their videos. And over the past few months, I've seen them explaining how these lots, I mean, these dealerships are sitting on full lots and they can't move a thing because there's a surplus of inventory and the rates are high. And so now you're seeing a fire sale. The tariffs will be used as an excuse, but the tariffs are something that we can take advantage of as well. Producing in America once again. This is called winning. Yeah, it is. It is. If you're positioned correctly, and if you're a real worker, providing real goods and services in America, you're going to be winning. Now, let's check if I had any other data points. And this is exactly it right here. Charles Payne. So after 40 to 50 years of investing, you are wiped out from an 11% correction. At a certain point, you got to put your big boy pants on. There's a lot of people that have been talking about this being the end of the world, and the mainstream media has been pushing this. Some folks need to turn off their television. I see this. I have, friends and family that I know that are listening to too much television, too much mainstream. And you talk to them and it's a completely different reality. They literally think that the world is ending. And they think I'm crazy for being excited and optimistic and, excited to wake up every single day and get to work. Right? It's a completely different reality that they're living in. It's, the television telling them that lie. Charles Payne, keeping it real. This guy says that he's a senior and a retiree and that he's getting wiped out. He's 72 years old. I'm not making it light of the fact that people are having their 401ks and retirement accounts getting shaved off. I've been warning about this. I've been saying that the Mag 7 was overvalued. We've been talking about, personally, what have I been doing with my money? I'm not a financial advisor and I won't tell anybody what to do, but there's a reason why I'm only looking at private equity for investing in stocks and equity market. For the equity market, I've only been looking at private placements and private IPO. Pre-IPO, I should say. And, this is it right here. Ford announcing employee pricing for the next few months. Here you go. There you go. Let's see what else we got here. General Motors will sharply be increasing vehicle production in Indiana following Trump tariffs. More winning. More blue-collar working Americans winning. Let's get into crypto. There's a few things here in crypto that I want to cover, and then we're going to open it up for Q&A. Stablecoin legislation getting passed. Here is Representative Stephen Lynch. Quote, "It is a certainty that these stablecoins are going to depeg and require a bailout. The American taxpayer is going to be the ultimate loser here. They are sounding the alarm and the FUD and the panic about us being able to earn interest on our stablecoins. Why? Because they want to protect the bankers. What this representative is noting is that they're all going to depeg and that the taxpayers are going to have to, come bail them out, right? This is where, once again, Ripple has a competitive advantage. RLUSD, their stablecoin, is already over-collateralized. Circle cannot say that. I don't believe that Tether can say that. And I can't confirm whether Tether is over-collateralized or not because I don't even know what reserves they truly have. But they've backed their stablecoin by a combination of US dollar, T-bills, and gold and Bitcoin. And so this is where these, representatives here in DC right now, you can tell who's a shill for the banks because they don't want you to be able to earn yield on your stablecoin. We need to speak out against this and I think fight and resist this. I think it's ridiculous. This is supposed to be the land of the free. And so you're telling me that somebody can't pass on the yield that they earn from a T-bill to somebody that's invested in their stablecoin? Where have we gone from having the gold standard of capital markets? Where have we gone away from true free market capitalism? In the internet age, thank you very much, government. Thank you very much, DC, swamp creatures, banker shills. I don't need you to protect me. You guys need to protect yourselves because we're exposing you completely. We have an alternative option. We've been stacking the hell out of it. And the price appreciation has shown that. And the fact that we want to just be able to earn a little bit of yield on the products here, stablecoin, it's very simple and straightforward, but we know why they're not allowing it to go through. We know why they're sounding the alarm. And it reminds me of them sounding the alarm about Basel III. Oh, wow, God forbid, the banks should have collateral. And that's the hypocrisy right there. The fact that they're sounding the alarm about Basel III and banks actually having to have more collateral on hand, yet you can't earn yield on your stablecoin. That's how sick these people are. That's how deep in the pockets these banksters are of these quote unquote representatives that we got here in DC. Now, meanwhile, the DTCC consortium here, a group that settles quadrillions of dollars of securities transactions on a yearly basis, excuse me, they're rolling out the largest securities settlement system in the world on digital assets on DLT platform here. The world's largest security settlement system is moving deeper into crypto with a platform to move tokenized collateral on blockchain rails. They settle over, I think it's $2-3 quadrillion per year of securities transactions. This is the DTCC, a clearinghouse for securities. Quadrillions per year. Now, it looks like they're in the testing phases here still. Their tokenized collateral platform and crypto push, so maybe this is ready to go live, but this shows us these clearinghouses, these SWIFTs, these consortium of banks, R3, etc., are ready to go live. Not only are they settling trillions on a daily basis, this amounts to quadrillions of settlement, money actually moving on a yearly basis. Quadrillions with a Q. That's quadrillions with a Q. And I was just telling Ben from Constellation Network today, because we were talking about data, which is the main focus for DAG, the main utility there. And we were talking, and he says, he's talking about how the decisions that are made and need to be made off of verified, good, solid, and trusted data is amounting into the trillions of dollars right now. And it's a utility that I had overlooked. But now that I'm starting to put some numbers to this and understand just how big it is, I was telling Ben, I said, hey, as I've been telling you guys, it's the $1 trillion problems that turn me on. And so that would be, $1 trillion problems in cross-border payments. That would be quadrillion dollar problems. That gets us going even a little bit more. When it comes to the DTCC, we've been noting now there's clearinghouses like ACI worldwide doing trillions of dollars on a daily basis as well. It's not just SWIFT. The clearinghouse in America between the banks of this country does about $2 trillion on a daily basis. And this is money moving. This isn't tokenization and then park it. This is tokenization and liquidity needs to be provided. Value needs to transfer. And that's what the DTCC is working on right now. Now, quick note here on Sologenic, their broker-dealer partner Texture Capital will speak at the upcoming SEC roundtable. I like to see that. You guys can see my Sologenic deep dive. Just go to my 2025 coin review playlist. Sologenic is a coin that I'm bullish on because it's correlated and follows XRP very closely, being native to the XRP ledger. It's a token on the XRP ledger paired up against XRP. So when XRP goes up, Solo goes up in dollar terms. And then also Solo, it counterbalances against XRP and is actually, got something cooking here with Texture Capital, actually going to be speaking at the SEC roundtable. I love to see that confirmation. Okay. For those who missed it, Paul Atkins did get confirmed today in the Senate Banking Committee. That moves to a full Senate vote, and then he will be officially confirmed as our new SEC chair. There's one other data point that I wanted to share, and then I want to open it up for you guys. 200 million of Solana unlocking tomorrow. Yep, we'll throw that in. Yep, 200 million of Sol. We'll throw this into. Ethereum developers have postponed the Petra upgrade to May 7th. So another upgrade is needed here for Ethereum, and another upgrade is being delayed. Will this upgrade be another flop, just like Ethereum 2.0? Most likely. Brazil's largest bank looking and considering launching its own stablecoin. And this is depending on local regulations and the success of U.S. financial institutions' stablecoin efforts. Would that maybe be a Ripple? We've seen their partner, the largest FX provider in the country, issuing the Brazilian real stablecoin on the XRP ledger already. So this would be Brazil's largest bank that could look over, hey, the largest FX provider in our country already basically issued Brazilian real stablecoin on the XRP ledger. We can do the same thing. And this is why I love how far along Ripple is with their partners, their banking institutional partners, as far as being able to showcase this technology, stablecoins, CBDCs, etc., and other tokenized assets coming to the XRP ledger. Okay, this is the final data point. Then we open it up for Q&A. Very odd. We get an SEC versus Ripple filing here, an official filing that hits the docket. Nobody was expecting this one, but we have an emergency request to, quote, present decisive evidence in favor of the defendants and in favor of liberty for the American people. The letter from a man named Justin Keener doesn't make clear what the so-called decisive evidence is or how it would benefit Ripple, but hints it has something to do with the physical investment contracts he's been collecting. Looking further into Keener, it looks like the SEC recently sued him for being an unregistered penny stock dealer, for which a court has ordered him to pay over $10 million. Okay, so we'll see how Judge Torres responds to this one. An official filing, investmentcontracts.com, thehowitest.com. Maybe I'll have to go check out those websites and look into this guy and see what he's up to. But we got an official filing here in the SEC versus Ripple case. Okay, looks like World Economic Forum founder Klaus Schwab has informed the board that he will be resigning. Breaking news, resigning. Okay. Yep, here's Digital Perspectives retweeting Coinbase Institutional. We're excited to announce that Coinbase Derivatives has filed with the CFTC to self-certify XRP futures. They will be going live on April 21st, 2025. And this is bringing a regulated, capital-efficient way to gain exposure to one of the most liquid digital assets. I should have titled this episode that. I should have titled it there. XRP, quote, the most liquid digital asset. Maybe I'll drop tomorrow's video. That'll be the title. XRP, the most liquid. That's a good one. What do you guys think? Hey, let's open it up for comments, questions. I appreciate you for stopping by. I'm going to check super chats here real quick, and then we'll get into it. As far as opening up our Q&A session, if you guys haven't already, please make sure that you like this video. Help us out by sharing it out far and wide. And let me get here to the chat real quick. Pulling this up right now. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. I'm going to check super. Okay. What are we working with? We got quite a few super chats here. Michael, thank you for the 5 spot. How do you perform diligence on Trump's claims? Any advice? I mean, you can use AI right now as probably one of the best sources for, sourcing evidence and researching. I'm using it myself. I'm using Grok personally, and I don't really use the tools all that much, but I have started to use it more and more for my research specifically. And so that's what I would recommend is just ask Grok, and it's going to pull up historical references for you, and then it's going to be up to you to deep dive further. For me, in a lot of my research, I don't really just like spit out or put in a prompt and then just run with whatever AI spits out. What I look for and what I use AI for is to spit out resources for me to go validate and confirm and read into further. So that's how we conduct due diligence on Trump's claims. And I understand that he does make many bold claims, and it is important to, gauge the claims that he's making versus the reality and, the discrepancy between the two. How big is it? What I love is the direction and the leadership, and the vision is big. The goals and the agenda is America first. So yeah, I'm Screw. Thank you for the 2 spot. When do you think the XRP will hit 10,000 per? So that's a good question. I actually don't think that XRP is going to go to $10,000 in today's dollar terms. So let me be clear. Is XRP going to 10,000? I don't think that we go there in today's dollar terms, relative, the dollar as we know it. I no longer think that XRP is going to 10K because I think that the dollar gets reset, restructured, and revalued in that type of environment. If those dominoes fall where XRP goes up into that new reality, I don't rule out any high prices for XRP. I just don't really bank on it going to those levels because to me, we would have seen a restructure, reset, revaluation of the US dollar by $100 XRP, $1,000 XRP, and well before a $10,000 XRP personally. Immortal Cerrito, thank you for the 5 spot. Love and shout out to Rosemary from Reaper Financial. Great work, Zach. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Shout out to Reaper. Shout out to everybody from the team there. ARC Institute. Appreciate everybody over there building real utility. And it's about time that I do an update on that ecosystem over there. Silverado, man, thank you for the 2 spot. Do you still think that we see $7 to $10 this month? In due time, yeah. April, May, yeah. April, May. I think that we're looking at a sell in May and walk away scenario. Yeah, I still think that, yeah, $7 to $10. I don't see $10 though. I've been very clear about that, right? So really, technically, it's like $7 to $9. And gauging the sentiment right now, I err more towards $6 to $7 because we're just the negative sentiment right now, and just how far this is getting drawn out. Yeah, I still think, yeah, all-time high for XRP's right around the corner. Yeah, I still do. Silverado, thank you. Group 1, Gavin, thank you for that. Australian, $8. Appreciate it. Zach, sending regards from Perth, Western Australia. You, Jake Claver, and Max Avery should team up and do a convention tour of Australia. Yeah, I do want to come to Australia. It's definitely on my list. Would love to come down there and connect. I know we got a lot of folks down there. Looks like a beautiful country. Looks like a scary country. And I do think that, just my general take as a dumb American, you guys seem a little crazy. We're crazy in our own way, the American way. And the Aussies appear to be crazy in their own way as well, too. And so I think that we'll have a really good time. And maybe that's why we get along so well. Shout out to all the Aussies in the chat. Yeah. Dennis, thank you for the 5 spot. Zach, DTCC is testing with a new coin. Yep. For settling securities. Yeah. So Jake said that they would use XRP. Doesn't look like they'll use XDC. Can you check? They're using a new coin, ERC 3643. I'll have to look into that. Yeah. If they're trialing with this first coin, what we're seeing with a lot of these platforms like R3 and R3 Core to Settler, it's blockchain agnostic. And so it can use XRP, it can use XDC, it could use another platform if it wanted to as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that we're in a battle to see who's going to have the most efficient and best solution. And you need a high price XRP to make it more efficient. And so I do think that the ultimate goal was to make XRP a much higher price. Yeah, Thomas Brennan, thank you for the 10 spot. XRP was around $2.33 a few days ago. It dropped to $2.15. I knew you had thought it would have dropped. I bought there at $2.15. Not as good as you all today, Thomas. That's okay. That's okay. And I've seen comments, and I made a quick TikTok, and I noted how the guy was giving me a shout out for talking about this dip and how he was prepared for it. He was able to buy 20,000 XRP, which is awesome. And he bought slightly over $2. Where XRP is going, I think that we'll look back and laugh about how much we're worried about buying it. We bought 2 cents cheaper, we bought 5 cents, we bought 20 cents cheaper. I think that even in the grand scheme of things, if you know what you're doing, you're going to be okay, right? If you're day trading XRP, then that's when it's going to matter. As far as how dialed in you are on your entries and exits. If you're a long-term accumulator, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference long-term. Obviously, it always hurts, right? It always, hurts. But we just want to get as close to the bottom as possible. And this is why I've talked about how I set multiple orders when I go in and when I go out. So it's called laddering into positions and laddering out. I'm going to buy XRP at 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. And then I'm going to ladder out of XRP when it goes up to $10, right? I'm going to sell some at $8, $9, $9.50. And that's why XRP is not going to break above $10 because the sophisticated traders and most of the big money is going to be hitting their exits before it hits that rounded off big psychological number of 10. I think that we'll actually see sell pressure on the way up at $4, the previous all-time high. And then I also think that 5 will be a level of resistance to break, just being a massive psychological number as well. Group 1 Gavin, thank you for another $3. Do you believe that XRP will become a world reserve currency? Yeah, I think that it's already being treated as such by some institutions, Ripple included. It's being treated as such by some retail Joe Blows like myself. And I think that it is going to be treated, there's a reason why Trump listed it in his post, saying that XRP is going to be included in our reserve. There's a reason why he listed it first. There's a reason why his smile is so big on his face when he's sitting next to Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderati. I do believe so. I believe it already is, and I believe that it will continue because it's going to be treated as a store of value. Guys, this isn't not like just XRP hype and hopium. What makes a reserve currency? It's held as a store of value and it's used as a medium of exchange. Is XRP being held as a store of value? Check it off. Is it being used as a medium of exchange? One of the best, and it's only going to get better with the AMM and our native DEX with additional programmability coming to the ledger. Even more reason to hold it as a store of value while also having the utility and being able to use it cheaply. This is something that doesn't get talked about all that much, but you can hold on to significant, you can hold on to a bag of XRP. And then when you go to use XRP, say you want to buy another token, you want to buy an NFT, you want to buy a tokenized asset on the XRP ledger, no matter what you want to do, it's so cheap. And so it allows you to not have to burn a bunch of your reserve currency to interact with the ledger. And that's another one of the benefits and why I've always said that XRP is building out the best liquidity in the world on the XRP ledger. Native DEX, and now at the AMM, central limit order book as well. It's just so efficient. And it gets better as the price goes up of XRP. So that's, yeah. I'm caught up on super chats. So at this point, I would just ask everybody to like this video if you haven't already, and then let's go rapid fire Q&A. Hit me with what you got. Let's take a sip here. Cheers, everybody. God bless you. God bless everybody that was prepared and took advantage of this opportunity. Zebek, yep, it's on my list. Yep. Silverado, man, thank you for the 5 spot. Jake Claver thinks we could see a 4-digit XRP this year. You tend to have a conservative price prediction. Do you think that it's possible at all? Every domino has to fall that Jake lays out, and he lays out some important dominoes. If those dominoes fall, we're going somewhere fun. Once again, I don't rule out any high price of XRP. Yeah. Deep dive on Proppy. Sure. Yeah, that one's been around for a while, and I should take a look at it. Yeah. What do you think about OXT? I've never heard of it. What's my price prediction on HBAR? It's going to struggle to break above $2 this bull run. I laid it out in my HBAR deep dive, my levels for HBAR. Big sell pressure on the way to $1. If it does a full extension, it's about $2.20. I think it struggles to break $2 though, to be honest with you. Same levels for XLM. Pretty much same levels for XLM. When will banks take custody of coins? Well, they just got clarity from the OCC. When the market structure bill passes later this year, which Trump wants on his desk by August. So I'd say Q3. The second half of this year is going to be epic. The second half of this year will be fireworks. Do you think that Trump is getting rid of capital gains tax? On certain things. 100%. We need Congress. We need Congress to step in and remove the income tax completely. But I do think that we're on that path. We're in motion. No, I'm not concerned that XRP is going to be diluted by RLUSD. Mustang, it's a question that many people have. But no, RLUSD is complementary to XRP and the XRP ledger. It's bringing liquidity on chain that never would have seen the XRP ledger. Every RLUSD transaction burns XRP. Group 1 Gavin, thank you. We need a Zach Rector t-shirt. Love your work. Yeah. I haven't thought about that one. Get my ugly mug on a shirt. Taco Fillings. How do you guys come up with these names? Taco Fillings, thank you for the 22 spot. I really do appreciate it. Love your show. My wife and I watch every stream. We are whales. When do you think XRP is likely to go to 30 to 50 bucks? Not till next year. Taco, I appreciate that super chat. I appreciate that you and your wifey. I have reported, and I am letting everybody know that, yeah, our show is friendly for both you and the significant other. We got reportings coming back of couples that have found that spark again in their marriage by listening to the show. No, I really do hope that we can get you tapped in, and that's the best thing. When you and your significant other can be on the same page when it comes to, you know, not just what happens around the house, but what's also, I mean, this is one of the number one reasons why there's issues, right, is over that money. And so you want to be on the same page. And it's a big advantage when you have, you know, two folks working towards that same goal. And so I'm glad to hear that. And I'm glad that we're saving marriages and relationships left and right. Okay. But to answer your question, appreciate it. I think that 20 to 30 bucks comes at the end of this year into next year. The earliest that we see it would be at the end of this year. And I think that the bull run for XRP might drag off. You know, XRP topped out in January of 2018, while Bitcoin topped out in December of 2017. So historically, that's how it's played out. Is this time different? Absolutely. But what I'm looking for are the catalysts that take us there. Is the timeline the second half of this year? Is the timeline Q1 of 2026? We just got to wait for the events to unfold. And I don't worry so much about the timing, getting it down to the exact day, but just knowing that the trajectory towards the end of this year into next year with the events, which are stablecoin legislation, market structure bill, ETFs going live, and then the final case conclusion wraps up probably this month in the next 30 days. So, you know, the dominoes here that are going to fall, not hypothetical. No, they are. We know they're coming. We know that they're going to impact and be major bullish catalysts for XRP in the broader market. Okay. Great question though. $20 to $30 XRP. Yeah. End of this year into next year. Nolo man, thank you for the 2 spot. He says you're awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Stu says, I never predict prices, but I see H-bar many dollars by end of 2025. Okay. Catching up on our chats here. El Coco Loco. You guys are crazy out of your mind. How do you guys are out of your minds? I don't know where you guys come up with these names. Let me get that one again. Spidey Sense, thank you for the 2 spot. Much love. I missed one too. Let me circle back. El Coco Loco, thank you for the 10 spot. Hi, Zach. Please recommend best 3 cold wallets in order of preference. Elipal, Ledger, and Decent pretty much are the trifecta for me. You know, and I like my Zalman wallet. I'm interested to see First Ledger's wallet, which will also be self-custodial. Zalman's not a cold wallet, it's a hot wallet, but it's important to have as an option. And then First Ledger's about to roll out a self-custody wallet as well. So although both those are hot wallets, they're self-custodial, which is important because you hold the keys, just like with your cold storage. So Decent, Elipal, and Ledger, you know, have done me pretty good. Thank you. XRP Ritter, XRP Rider. Thank you for the 5 spot. Zach, please explain the difference between RLUSD and an interest account. Why would you park your money in RLUSD if I can earn money in upholds? Well, that's the thing, is that upholds incentivizing you to hold RLUSD on their platform. They're paying 5%, where with other stable coins in the US dollar, they're only paying 4.5, I think. And so what's happening is Uphold's giving you an extra incentive to hold RLUSD on their platform, and they're covering the difference between what they're earning on a treasury bill and what you're getting paid out with that 5%. So let me pull up my bonds. See, I have my playlist here. I got my charts. I got my list of the bond market, and I'll show you here. Here's your 3-month on the daily. 3-month on the daily, and it's down right here at 4.3%. So they're earning 4.3% on T-bills, and then they're going to pay the remaining 70 basis points out of their own pocket to give you that incentive to hold it on their platform. So basically, this is what the stablecoin war is all about with the banks. They want to protect their interest, and they want you to keep your assets with them. And so they're trying to stop anybody from offering a yield at all. Like Uphold is not only providing a yield, they're actually padding the deal. So this is why on Uphold, the XRP that I'm going to sell on Uphold, I'm probably just going to roll into RLUSD where I can earn 5%. And then when it's time to buy back into XRP, that's what I'll do. Or, I'll be making 5% or whatever the deal is at that point. That's being covered by Uphold. But that's the difference, is who can provide you security, keep your assets safe, and stay solvent, and then who can provide you the best yield. And this is now a real war battle between stablecoin issuers like Ripple, Circle, Tether, that are also now up against the largest banks in the world, like Bank of America, which has $1 trillion deposits, $1 trillion of deposits within the Bank of America. So everybody's fighting for our business. And you're going to see the same thing with the XRP DeFi and the XRP yield. You're already seeing it. Everybody and their brother, and I'm kind of giving you a Trump exaggeration, but a lot of people are coming out and offering XRP DeFi, XRP CeFi, XRP let me make up a new term so I can collect your XRP and the promise that I'll return you yield program. Everybody and their brother wants your XRP. And that's the whole game in the banking is, deposits and then lending against those deposits, being able to maximize your returns. And this is the big threat from the stablecoin issuers, is they are passing, they could potentially pass that yield on to you where you wouldn't want to hold any money in your bank account because the bank might give you 4.5% in a high yield savings account, but Uphold's going to give you 5% in the RLUSD. Now, do you trust Uphold as much as you trust Bank of America? Well, that's up for you to decide, right? So that's what it comes down to. Who can keep it secure and who can provide yield? Same thing for stablecoins as it is for XRP. You give me XRP, I provide you yield. Don't ask me how I'm going to provide you yield, but just trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. We're going to come up with a new term. DeFi, CeFi, all these other programs. XRP-Fi. And this will go back to how's your program working out, and I'll be doing due diligence on all these platforms. All of them. And we're going to look them up and down. We're going to look completely through them. This is the good thing about me. See, I'm unbiased. I don't have, I don't have anybody that's controlling what I say. If I find something that's a red flag, it will be reported. And I see a lot of red flags out here in this crypto space. Let me tell you what. Okay, let's get back into it. Let me catch up on Q&A. Let me catch up here. Dave's dog Zoe. Okay, Dave's dog Zoe. What do you see Doge doing this year? Struggling to break $1. Struggling to break $1, but I'm looking for it to go up, 75, 80 cents. I'll probably start to take profits at those levels. That's what I see for Doge. Best case scenario. That one guy, thank you for the 2 spot. To what extent will this boom have on the economy? So we're about to have a real economy. It's not just going to be a propped up stock market. It's not going to be fake jobs numbers. Short-term pain will be realized, and we need to be prepared for that. That's why we've been talking about getting liquid, securing your job. On my recession to-do list in 2022, the first thing was secure income and secure your job. I said, make sure your job's secure. Literally go ask your boss if we're still going to be around. Boss man, we still going to be kicking here in 6 to 12 months? Straight up. And then the next thing was expand the value that you're bringing to your company so that you can bring in more income or start your side hustle, right? You got a job that you work 9 to 5, but you got a dream. Or maybe you don't even got a dream. You just want to make some more dough. That's where we side hustle. And I was pounding that back in 2022. Now we're starting to see the jobs losses and the jobs numbers and the misreporting. We're starting to see it, and there's a chance that we actually could reach a technical recession in the first half of this year. So that's what's crazy about this economy and the turnaround is you know, it wasn't pretty when Trump took over, though. The one thing that we did get wrong was how far the stock market was going to rally despite Main Street economy being so poor. Main Street economy getting squeezed. And stock market continued to rally. And the real reason what it comes back down to was just how much liquidity was created, over 7 to 8 trillion of liquidity injected since 2020. Fed taking their balance sheet to 9 trillion. This is why there's still so much money sloshing around. We talk about the 6 trillion in money market funds. You talk about Warren Buffett sitting on 340 billion cash T-bills. And I tweeted out today, I said, this is why Buffett was in cash. Worst day for the stock market in the past 4 years. You think, what does this old man know? Now, do I go to Warren Buffett for crypto advice? Absolutely not. But the funny part is he actually has decent advice on, he doesn't understand it. So do you think that he's going to spend all of his time learning the tech? No. He's going to deploy a team to give him the feedback in the report. And, the moment that we just went to, this is why he's in cash. Not only is he earning that 4% yield that he locked in on his T-bills, but he also has cash that he can deploy, liquidity that he can deploy at any time on any deal that comes across his desk. Now, I want to scroll up here and make sure that I didn't miss any other super chats, and then we're going to go back into it. Okay. My screen's glitching right now here. Hopefully we're still coming through loud and clear. Chat's moving quick tonight. Spidey Sense, thank you for the 10 spot. I figured out since then that if I transfer to a cold wallet and back to my exchange, I adopt the new current lower cost average at basically no cost. What is this called? Talk to your accountant about that, because you got to be careful. If you're just moving an asset, it's not a taxable event. If you move an asset in kind, basically if you have XRP on an exchange and you move it to your cold wallet, that's not a taxable event. So speak with your accountant or tax professional about that. Because from my understanding, you can't move an asset to cold storage and then bring it back and then realize it at a new cost basis. Now there was, I guess basically the deal is first in, first out is the assumption of how most people were reporting their crypto tax reporting was first in, first out. So in that sense, you could do that, but you can't just, if you bought XRP a couple days ago, move it to cold storage and then move it back out. If it's the same XRP, you're not at a new cost basis. You haven't had a taxable event in that case, but please consult with your tax professional. Okay. Michael Anderson, thank you for the 10 spot. I appreciate that. Okay, let's go rapid fire Q&A. We're caught up. Thank you guys. If you haven't already, please make sure you like this one. I'm a tax professional. Zach is correct. Yeah, thank you. Great chat, Zach. Yeah, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling, guys. If you haven't already, please make sure we like this video. Did President Trump pass the no tax for our crypto? Not yet. Not yet. So first part of the New Deal for America was the tariffs. And then the next part here is going to be the taxes. So I'm expecting that to be rolled out shortly. Yes. Yes, Eddie. Of course you can move your XRP from Coinbase to Uphold. Coinbase does not have RLUSD listed though. Okay. RLUSD did just get its first tier 1 exchange listing. That was Kraken earlier this week. So shout out to Kraken. We got listed on another big exchange as well too. Zach, you truly do get it. When the big moves come, you can say you were one step ahead. Dan, thank you. Thank you. It's taken me a long time to get our analysis dialed in to this point, to this level, right? I mean, I've been in this since 2018. And really just actively trading more frequently and analyzing the broader financial markets since 2022. When we went into the crypto bear market, I didn't stop making content. Like some guys went away, right? They went MIA. Crypto went into a bear market. They were like, see you later. I joke about some of them. They started doing Pokemon streams and stuff, which I have nothing against Pokemon. I used to love Pokemon when I was a kid. I loved Pokemon back in the day. But I joked about how some of these characters, they went from crypto shilling to Pokemon. Hey, that's okay. Let's have some fun. But I took advantage of the bear market to hone in my analysis on the broader financial markets. Yeah. Hey, Stu, that's a big one. Stu, God bless you, brother. On behalf of Crypto Warbird, private joke, Zach, sorry. Crypto Warbird. That's a big one, Stu. That's a big one. $319.99 of the Aussie bucks. That's a big one, Stu. Are you coming to Vegas, Stu? I can return the favor and get you a beer or a couple, huh? Are we going to have a good time in Vegas? Are you coming through, Stu? Are they going to let you in? I don't know. We put the Aussies through a little extra scrutiny, don't we? We charge a little extra. Maybe Stu's going to get his gold card. Stu's already on the phone with Trump trying to get that gold card lined up. I'm all in on reserve rights. People have been asking me about that one. Paul Atkins was invested in reserve rights or something like that. Stu is. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Oh, there's Crypto Warbird. Okay, Crypto Warbird. That sounds like the Phoenix. That sounds like the Phoenix. Yo, the legend has showed up. 200 big ones. American funny money. That's 200 big ones from the 70 legend. He says $100 for free shipping to Canada and the rest for you. Thank you, or thank Crypto Warbird. Who the hell is Crypto Warbird? Who the hell is that? Legend, I'll tell the team tonight. Canada, free shipping, $100. How many orders is that? What do we charge? We charge 20, $20.99. We'll do 5. Let me write it down, Legend. Let's do 5 free orders to Canada. Legend, you're a real one. Crypto Warbird. I love these names. You guys are crazy. I've got 700,000 Ripple in cold storage. Is that stupid? Because I could be earning interest? Holy smokes. 700,000 Ripple? Wow. Wow. Okay. Great question. I think that you're new here. I would definitely recommend subscribing. Stay caught up here. Get tapped in with us. Because the answer is we need to understand where the yield is coming from. We need to make sure our XRP is secure. All right, let's get serious for a second here. Before we give up our assets to anybody, whether that be XRP, ROUSD, our funny fiat money, before anybody gets it, is it going to be secure? Where is the yield coming from? The test that I've come up with, which is very complex and sophisticated, is can you explain where the yield comes from in one sentence? That's my beginning question. If that question can't be answered in one short, simple, sweet sentence, thank you, good luck, God bless. This deal is not for me. Thank you very much for your time. Because we need to make sure it's secure, and it should be very simple where the yield is coming from. And we got guys telling us all sorts of stories already, don't we? Okay, so we got to stay ready. These banks, these institutions, these stablecoin issuers, these exchanges, they all want your assets. They all want your XRP. BlackRock wants your assets. Right? This is the whole game. They want your deposits. They want your investments. They want your XRP. So we have to conduct due diligence on these platforms before we relinquish control of anything that we have. Okay? Zach, can't wait to meet you at the Las Vegas meetup with 68J. Huge shout out to 68J. He is taller than me, and I think there was actually one other person I think that was taller than me. There was two guys taller than me at XRP Las Vegas last year, and Jay was one of them. And I told Brad Kimes that he needs to get Jay out of here because we can't have that. No, a huge shout out to Jay. I've gotten to know Jay and become friends with him, and great guy. I'm very excited about the meetup that he's putting together. And yeah, man, looking forward to meeting you as well. Likewise, it's going to be a really good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Build with Hell, thank you for the 2 spot. Appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, Jay Henry, yeah. Do I like Proppy? I haven't looked at it. Digibyte? I've seen people, yeah. I've seen Digibyte. I've seen people are asking about it. Yep. Kevrock says, see you in Vegas. Yep. Dude is sad about his height. No, it's a joke. It's just a joke. It's funny because literally everybody that came up to me in Vegas, that's what everybody said. Man, I didn't realize how tall you were. I'm only like 6'3". 6'3". I've peaked. Now I got to work on my posture so I don't start to lose an inch. Why is silver heading down when gold is heading up? Both gold and silver pulled back today, I believe. Let me pull it up right now. I'll take a quick look at it. Both of them pulled back today, though, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull it up. Gold went up to 3,200. I mean, it's been outperforming. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily been outperforming, but it has been doing really well. Yeah, gold went down to 3,078. It's back above 3,100 right now. Gold, this is the futures contracts, back above 3,100. Where's silver at? Oh, wow, 3,154. Wow, silver did get smacked, didn't it? Boy, are they fighting silver big time. Wow, they took silver from $35 down to 31.5. Wow. Yeah, it seems like there's more of an effort to suppress silver than there is gold. It's like the genie's out of the bottle with gold. It's going to be a reserve. It's going to continue to be a reserve. It's going to be part of the new financial system. In a digital form, it will be represented on multiple blockchains. And it's what central banks are hoarding at levels that we've never seen before. Governments are calling it back. Everybody's repatriating their gold. The amount of gold imports has actually messed up GDP. They are now calculating GDP gold adjusted because the amount of imports that we have in gold is making a little bit of a discrepancy in our GDP numbers. Eric, thank you for the 2 spot. Says for Crypto Warbirdie. I don't know who this Crypto Warbird is, but he must be good. What is your thoughts on DPW? Do you mean DWP? Rondel? You talking about Digital Wealth Partners? Yeah. Jay Henry says he's 6'10". Oh boy. Oh boy. I see Shannon in the chat. She says, and no AB number 51. Thanks. I was like, what does that mean? And then I scrolled up and I see that somebody said Alberta 51st state. Shannon, thank you. Good to see you. I just love to see, I love the Canadians. I love to hear Canadians debate, a little back and forth between Canadians. They're so polite, but it's nice to get them fired up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's always good. There's some that want to become the 51st state. They're like full blown, yes, let's do it. And then there's others that are against it. There's others that are completely against it. I just want the people up there to be freed up from the crown. And the program that Trudeau had was crazy, and it's like Carney's about to cause some carnage. That's what we're going to start calling him. Prime Minister Carnage. He's talking tough. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, don't forget that includes tariffs. Yeah, we're going to have to up the prices for the tariffs, huh? Wow, crazy. Rondell Sims, thank you. He says yes, yeah. So Digital Wealth Partners, yeah. So I've had Jake on the show a couple times. I'm friends with Jake, Max, Mikkel. I don't know any of the other team members that they've brought on personally. I haven't met any of them yet, but I do anticipate meeting some of them. And I'm watching what they're doing very closely, because what they're doing is they're really at the forefront of providing services, financial services, to our community. And I'm watching it very closely. But they just went live with their investment fund, or their income fund. And I kind of got like a brief rundown of what they were doing, but I would like to look a little bit closer at their strategies for how they're going to be generating the yield. Because Jake told me when he was on there, it was going to be like 15 to 30%, which sounds spectacular. Right now for me, because XRP is going to do another, few multiples, for me, I'm just holding my XRP and I'm letting everybody come out with their products and services and funds and deals. And then this is where we're in such a good spot. Right? I mean, it's like we're at the 5-star restaurant and the chef is bringing us 5 of his favorite dishes. And we get to pick. This is our options between, we get to go to banks and traditional financial institutions. We can go to exchanges. Basically, in what Digital Wealth Partners is doing is they're merging TradeFi with, crypto Web3. And I think that they're at the forefront of it. There's very few others that are as far along and pushing as hard to bring these products and services to folks at a really reasonable rate compared to some of the other financial services platforms that, really take a lot of fees, and, people are getting squeezed out. And then they're not even getting as great of returns as they could if you just held, your crypto. So for me right now, when I look at some of these investment opportunities, like, for example, private equity, to me, it's just a matter of investing new cash and new capital, trying to bring enough liquidity to the table where I don't have to deploy my XRP necessarily towards some of these opportunities, but I have cash ready to deploy towards private equity, towards other investment opportunities that come across the table. But for me, my XRP is kind of just parked right now. And because I still think that there's big upside on XRP, I'm not in a rush to do anything with it. And then I also want to see track record from everybody, right? And so that's what I'm looking at right now with Digital Wealth Partners. We're going to continue to watch them closely. They're one of the best that I've seen so far out of everybody that's trying to provide yield to XRP community members. Some of these other platforms, I'm not as comfortable. But personally, myself, I'm just chilling on my XRP bag right now and watching very closely as all of this gets rolled out. And like I said, everybody's coming to serve us. And so it's just a matter of weeding out the real from the fake. There's a lot of pretenders. There's a lot of scammers. So it's going to be, the evolution of the XRP army to the XRP family to the XRP wealthy is now we move into, we don't have to fight the lawsuit anymore. We can start to build. And with the ability to build out DeFi products, we're going to have just plenty of options to choose from. Who's going to be secure? Who's going to provide the best yield? The competition is on. What do we have? What we have is most important. We have the XRP. And ideally, we can bring some more capital to the table as well, too. Okay. People don't sleep on Caleb and Brown. Yeah, Jay Henry, thank you for mentioning that. Caleb and Brown, I got them linked up down below. If you guys haven't already considered adding a few platforms, I definitely would, whether it be Caleb or Brown or others. But I just like to take this opportunity every time it gets brought up to just remind folks that I have multiple exchanges and platforms that I use. Similar to Caleb and Brown, actually, Uphold isn't an exchange either. They're a prime broker essentially as well, too. So I have exchanges. I got brokers. I got a broker at Caleb and Brown, Jake Boyle. Huge shout out to Jake. We just had him on the show last month. And then I have Uphold, another broker. Shout out to them. They got me XRP all through the lawsuit when nobody else would. God bless them. So Uphold always holds a special place in my heart. But once again, just like with XRP, DeFi, and yield, what do we have to bring to the table right now? Put the deal in front of me. And everybody has something different. Caleb and Brown doesn't have RLUSD. Uphold does. New platforms are getting RLUSD like Kraken, but is Kraken going to give you 5% on your RLUSD like Uphold is? I didn't see that. I didn't see how much yield they're going to be giving you for your RLUSD. And the crappy part about this situation is if this stablecoin legislation gets passed the way that some of these bankster shills in DC are talking about, we won't be able to get that yield at all either, which is a disgrace. Greetings from Cyprus. Cyprus in the house. Thank you. Appreciate that. iTrust Capital has Fireblocks custody as well. Yep, good platform there with iTrust. Zero to 100. Thank you for the 2 spot. Yeah. For eyes when moon, tired of being poor. Yeah. So it's relative, right? I mean, to me, you're already, in the right spot to start to become rich. We can get you tapped in with a mindset. We can get you tapped in with a program that'll get you moving in the right direction to where you can be rich even without XRP doing a damn thing. That's what I've always tried to set myself up for, is success even if XRP doesn't go to 589. I'd encourage everybody to set themselves up in a similar fashion. And so I would say let's make the decision today to no longer be poor. Start with the mindset today, and let's start moving towards, getting something cooking here. Right? As far as when does the number go up, I think in short order, XRP is moving up. But it's all relative, because if you have a small bag of XRP, a $5 XRP doesn't change your life. for some of us in the community that have, large sums of XRP, life-changing gains have already been made just going up to $2 and $3. So it's all a matter of perspective. But, I appreciate the super chat, and I would encourage you to stay with us. We'll get you moving in the right direction, that's for sure. Chosen One Collective, thank you for the 2 spot. Not going to repeat what you said, but I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. I'm not going to repeat that inappropriate thing. No. Too Broke, thank you for the 5 spot. I am not going to answer that question either. Okay, you guys are crazy in the chat. You guys are crazy. I will say this. I'm very blessed. Shout out to my wife. She is amazing. Can you put the live XRP price on the side of your screen? I could, yeah. Is it moving though? That's the question. We want to make sure it's moving. It's at 2048. Yeah, coming back down a little bit here. I want to take a few more questions. Where can I watch XRP Unleashed? Yeah, I need to check with Maya and Chris what the status is on XRP Unleashed. We need to get it on Amazon. We need to get on some of these other platforms. We need to get distribution of XRP ASAP. Yeah. Zach, when XRP utilization actually kicks in, how significant will the price fluctuations happen? Massive. Massive on the way up to liquidity being present at scale. And then I think we stabilize from there. The higher the price goes, the more stable it is. That's why Bitcoin is, for me, Bitcoin was an easier coin to trade because it wasn't as volatile as other cryptos. Every time I tried to go long XRP, I would get wrecked. But every time I would short Bitcoin, we would nail it because Bitcoin moves a little bit slower. And so even when Bitcoin would pop up, right, I go short Bitcoin, Bitcoin moves up, I would just double down or I would just ride it out because I wasn't day trading, I was swing trading. So that's the difference between getting out in one day and getting out over the course of some of those trades I rode over a couple weeks. Some of those trades I wrote down 50%, but I kept liquidity on the sidelines so I would never get margin called, and then we would just deploy more capital. Yeah. But when XRP goes, I think after we have to have institutions present at scale with their liquidity and utility being realized on XRP. I don't think that comes till the end of this year into next year. And then I think XRP kind of just builds a floor price and then we just build up from there. And then it'll be pretty stable from there. Yeah. And that's when, sorry, Zach, just meow, AI Cat XRPL. Thank you. I appreciate you. That's not an official endorsement or a sponsor from the AI Cat coin. I don't own any cat coins. I was trying to think if I had bought any of these cat coins. I don't think I have. I bought Peanut the squirrel, got wrecked on that one. Boy, did I get smacked. Yeah. Are you sure that there aren't two prices? Yes. Yeah, no. David Schwartz himself said that there aren't two prices for XRP. There is no private ledger, public ledger. No. As far as two separate prices. There are private ledgers, but there aren't two prices. Yeah. Okay. 0 to 100. Thank you for the 2 spot. I got 339 XRP at 589 equals 199,000. I was told end of the year 2018. I don't know if that's true. If you do have 300 XRP, to me, it's funny though, because you do have some people that literally are like, they just got in this game in the last month and they're already getting impatient, right? And they put $50 towards XRP, and nothing wrong against that, right? We all started with $50 towards XRP or whatever when we acquired our first bag, right? But it has been funny to watch some folks getting impatient, and that's how I look at Bitcoin now. I look at Bitcoin going off to 100,000. I think, wow, I had plenty of opportunities to buy Bitcoin below 10K. I thought I was late to Bitcoin back then. I had plenty of opportunities to buy Bitcoin below 20K, and I didn't. And so that's kind of how, some folks are looking at XRP right now as, wow, I'm going to buy 500 XRP. I'm going to buy 1,000 XRP and expect this thing to go up to $10,000 tomorrow. And I got my calculator. I've already picked out my yacht. I've already picked out my, new life. And it's good to have a vision board. It's good to have goals. But we also have to understand that when an asset pumps 589%, it might pull back by 40%, which is what XRP did. And that's completely normal. It's completely healthy. And, come join the party, come hop on the train, stick around with us, and your 500 XRP, your 1,000 XRP will do something for you. But it's going to be a matter of staying liquid and being patient and understanding the fundamental value of XRP is not being reflected in today's price. Even moving up to $2, even moving up to $3, even moving up to $5 or $10. I think that the fundamental value of XRP over the next 5 to 10 years is much higher than a $10, $20, or even a $50 XRP. That one guy, thank you. Appreciate that. Come. Let me get caught up here. Monopoly Man, thank you for the 5 spot. Thoughts on ETH? Has it seen its best days? Yes. Yeah, I talked about that earlier, how it already has its ETF. It didn't go to a new all-time high. Bitcoin got its ETF. It went up to a new all-time high within a few months. ETFs went live in January. New all-time high was hit in March. So, yeah. I think the ETH, it needs another upgrade, so it's struggling from a technical standpoint. We're hearing validators are giving up. So yeah, Ethereum's been struggling big time. Okay. Let's just do a couple more questions, guys. Let's do a couple more. Appreciate you. I wish I could sell you this shirt, but I didn't get the sign off from Brad yet. I'm going to be playing the interview with the CEO of Constellation Network, DAG token, Ben Jorgensen. That's going to be playing tomorrow, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe. Zach, will you be on Good Morning Crypto soon? Yeah, I should, huh? Yeah, I should reach out to Abs, Johnny, and the team. Anything going to happen tomorrow? No. I mean, you might see a little bit more. I think that we'll start to recover, honestly. I think that we begin the recovery. I think that the bottom is in. Yeah. You might see a little bit more downside on the stock market maybe, but I really think that that was it. I really think that that was it. Especially for cryptos and especially for XRP. I think that that was it. Does Caleb and Brown work in Canada? It sounds like they're actually going to be shutting down services in Canada. I just got that note from Jim a few days ago. And yeah, so I'm starting to see some reports are being shared. So yeah, yeah, it looks like Caleb and Brown actually is going to be shutting down their services to Canada, unfortunately. Dive on CeeLo. Yes, I know, Stu. People have been asking me about CeeLo. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that one. Zach, I was in the bathroom during my super chat. Yeah, I saw your comment. I was like, I did answer your super chat. What was your question about again? Thank you. Let me look here. Oh yeah, boy, I already broke that one down, right? Yeah. Explain the difference between RLUSD and an interest account. It's the same thing. It's just a competition between who can provide you the best yield. So I explained how Uphold is paying 5% on your RLUSD. They're earning 4.3% on a 3-month T-bill or a short-term treasury. And basically what they're doing is they're covering the difference between that 4.3% and the 5%. Other platforms like Kraken just went live with RLUSD. We'll see what kind of yield they're offering. You go to your bank, they're going to offer you 4.3% on your high yield savings right now. Maybe 4.25%, maybe 4.5% if they really want to pad you. Over the past couple of years, while interest rates have gone up, I know that at my bank and many others I've seen, we're offering 5-6%, even 7 or 8% interest. But they were all limited deals. They'd say open up a new high yield savings account and you can earn 8% on your first 5,000. I didn't take my bank up on that deal. It's like, okay, deploy $5,000 over here to make 5, 6, 7%. I'm going to go make 500% on my cryptocurrencies. Thank you very much. But yeah, basically that's the answer. I mean, it all comes down to security and who can provide the best yield. That's stablecoins and DeFi in a nutshell. How's it secure? What's the yield? That's what it comes down to. Uphold is padding their deal for RLUSD right now. Yeah, we're live every Tuesday and Thursday, guys, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Once again, live every Tuesday, Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then every Saturday is when we do our Discord weekly call. Okay? And I'm really looking forward to this week's call. It's going to be very important. Very important. Yeah. Yep. XRP says, can't bring myself to tossing Caleb and Brown 3% on fees. That's $150 a fee on $5,000 trade. Yeah, what I found actually is that Caleb and Brown, if you compare them with other platforms, they don't hit you as bad on slippage. They don't hit you on slippage at all, actually. So it's basically all transparent. Yes, it has a fee. And yes, the fee is a little bit steeper than other platforms. At least it looks so on face value. But when you go to cash out on some platforms, what happens is they'll hit you on slippage, which is kind of a hidden fee. Basically, XRP will be at $5 and they'll sell off your XRP at $4.90. So you might get hit. And especially when XRP pumps up into these bigger numbers, we're going to see big amounts of slippage on your trades. Like literally, you're going to hit the sell button on XRP at $5 and your order won't go through for $4.90. Like it's going to be drastic. And I'm telling you this because I went to sell on Uphold. XRP was at 306. My order went through at 298. So on some platforms, you're going to get hit on slippage. You're going to get hit on a withdrawal fee. And then you also potentially have withdrawal limits. And so if you go to cash out 100,000, you can only pull out $10,000 per day or per hit. You're going to get hit on that fee every single time. So the thing about Caleb and Brown is you have transparent pricing. You say, hey, you call up your broker. In my case, I call up Jake. I say, hey, Jake, I need you to get me a deal done. I want you to sell 1 million XRP at $5. Jake says, okay, got your order. Your fee is going to be this amount. And by the way, if you got big bags, you have some negotiation and leverage over Caleb and Brown when it comes to negotiating your fees. They'll actually do that with you. And so for some folks that are looking to cash out 1 million XRP, they ask me about Caleb and Brown, and I say, well, they'll work with you. Yeah, give them a call because they'll work with you. if you're talking about big bags. So, but the beauty of it is that it's transparent. So on some platforms, you might be looking, oh, the fee's only 1%. But then you get hit on slippage, then you get hit on withdrawal fee, then you get hit on withdrawal limit. Next thing you know, you have, you cashed out what you thought was going to be a large sum, but after fees and everything, you pay actually a 4 or 5% fee versus if you had just cashed out on Caleb and Brown at that 3% fee. So I've done that myself. I sold XRP on Uphold, Caleb and Brown, and Coinbase, all above $3, and these were test transactions that I did for this exact reason. And the results that I found were pretty interesting. And I still have XRP on Uphold, I still have XRP on Caleb and Brown, and I still have XRP on Coinbase. And I'm going to use all three of those platforms for my trading of XRP this bull run. Okay. All right, guys. Hey, I'm going to wrap up this session now. It's been a pleasure here. Really looking forward to being back tomorrow. We'll have a regular update. And then I also will drop the interview with Constellation Network CEO Ben Jorgensen. Full update on DEG. You guys are going to appreciate this one. Really bullish on utility cryptos that are based in America. That is Constellation Network, based in San Francisco. The founders are American. And in fact, Ben Jorgensen even told me that his team that's working with the Department of Defense, they've been working with the U.S. government under contract for 6 years. His team has to be fully vetted. Everybody that even has access to the communications has to be fully vetted to work with the U.S. government. And so very fascinating insights and full update on Constellation Network, the company. Their token is DEG, and what's been cooking in their ecosystem is very interesting. And so not only are they based in America, they're literally already under contract with the government for 6+ years. And it seems to me like the relationship is going really well. So that interview will be dropping tomorrow. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates. And if you do appreciate our content, make sure you like this video. You can support us further by using our community resources, which I have linked up down below in the description. And we also have them available at ZachRector.com. More XRP family merch on the way here too. I got some other things that you guys are going to like. More hats, more collections. It's going to be a lot of fun. God bless all of you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much.